Thank you for joining us on What's Cooking with Teresa. Today's going to be a fun-filled day. Of course, it's game day. We're doing a tailgate party today. And I've really got a lot to show you, so you really need to stay tuned. We've got quite a few things coming up. And we got to get ready for the ball games and go watch the locals, watch the college, and of course the NFL. So prepare all of this, get ready for the games, go take a break, come back and learn how to tailgate with Teresa. We want to thank Traditions Bank of Coleman for being our lead sponsor of What's Cooking with Teresa. Thanks to them, we're able to put this on the air so you can enjoy. And if you're looking for a small community bank that's growing, they have low interest rates, they have a friendly staff, 6 locations to serve you. They're downtown, Dodge City, Arley, Hayden, and Priceville. And if you want that friendly staff greeting when you walk through the door, you need to go by, check them out, or give Debbie a call for those low interest rates. Her number is 256-735-2138. And Mary Carter, they're located on 104 4th Street Southeast. We want to thank them for being one of our sponsors. And if you watched any of our programs with Cooking with Cast Iron, you can go over there, talk to Mr. Young, and he can set you up. They also have a beautiful 5-piece set in stock, and that can just get you started on it. And if you're looking for a pressure canner or cookers, radio flyer wagons, because you know Christmas is right around the corner, you need to go by and check them out. Give them a call, 256-734-7908. Doug Doggett Jewelers. They're located at 215 Compass Way, and that's actually behind Ryan's Steakhouse. And of course, they have donated another beautiful necklace for me to wear. It's the Sorelli line with a beautiful collegiate look. Of course, this is the Auburn look. Today is tailgating, but go by and look at the Sorelli line. They've been in business since 1981. They have stunning jewelry. They do appraisals. They can do custom jewelry, whatever you need. Give them a call at 256-734-7883. And Thermamend, that's one of our sponsors of the show. Thermamend is a homeopathic, which is all natural products, and it's a pain relief cream. It's good for arthritis, joint pain, back pain, knee pain, sore muscles. I've even used it for when I have a crick in my neck or just a stress headache. You just need to give it a try. And if you want more information on this, just give me a call at 256-338-9877.
Catering by Teresa is rapidly becoming a tradition to the people of Cullman County. For over 12 years, Teresa has catered corporate events, banquets, class reunions, weddings, rehearsal dinners, business luncheons, and holiday parties. Made from scratch meals with little or no MSGs, the variety of choices ranges from prime rib and ribeye steaks to pulled pork barbecue, grilled pork chops, and chicken cordon bleu. Also good old country cooking like meatloaf, country fried steak, and homemade soups and stews. Even specialty menus include vegetarian, diabetic, hors d'oeuvres, and appetizers. Each job is customized to fit the customer. When you want a memorable event, call Catering by Teresa today.
Thank you for coming back with us. Today's menu, I did easy things because who wants to take your off day and have to cook, stay in the kitchen all day, and get ready for the game? So we're doing easy prep, easy cook items for tailgating. And so we're going to get started with our cheese queso dip or cheese sauce, whatever. And I just mainly took the rotel, the Velveeta cheese rotel recipe, and spiffed it up a little. And actually, the recipe mainly came from a friend of mine. She sent it to me on Facebook, and I added a couple of things to it, and of course my husband said I can't leave a recipe alone. And I'm a garlic freak. I have to put garlic in everything. So what I'm doing now is I've got a Velveeta type of processed cheese. You want to dice it. It just makes it melt and mix a lot easier. Doesn't have to be an exact dice. Just want to make the cheese a little smaller. And I've already I found an old crock pot. For those of you that have seen my old green crock pot, I found a brown one. Found it at a flea market. I love old crock pots. So I got the old brown crock pot out. I've had her preheating just a little and getting ready. We're going to put this cheese in. There we go. Now, I want to show you a little trick. Here's the old brown crock pot. And before I use my crock pot with anything, I always give it a spray of a pan spray. It just makes cleanup so much easier, especially if you're using cheeses. So we sprayed it. I'm going to drop our processed cheese in. There is no form or fashion to this. This is easy, easy. And you can actually put this on in the middle of the day, put it on low, and it'll be ready for whenever. So, and to this, I'm going to add about a teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm going to set this here and use it again in a minute. This is a 32-ounce block of Velveeta cheese, by the way. I've got an 8-ounce block of cream cheese, a 4-ounce can of green chilies. This doesn't give it heat, it just gives it flavor. Okay. Then I've got a 10.5-ounce can of cream of mushroom soup. It's just that and the cream cheese. Oh my goodness. Makes it so smooth and creamy. Okay. I'm going to top it off with a can of petite diced tomatoes with green chilies in that. I'm going to give this just a little stir. Normally what you want to do is you want to let this cook on low in your crock pot for about 30 minutes, and then you're going to add the last ingredient, which I've already pre-cooked. You need to use a pound of sausage cooked or a pound of ground beef, or you can do half and half, and that's what I've done because I like the flavor of both. So I've got a pound of ground beef that's cooked down, a half a pound of ground beef and a half a pound of sausage cooked down, and I just cook them together. So after this is cooked about 30 minutes in your crock pot, take the lid off, add the meat mixture, and then give it a stir. But due to the time that we have on the show, I'm just adding all of it in together. I'm going to get this plugged up. And in about once an hour, you'll need to go and check this and give it a stir and take the top from the bottom, bottom from the top. Okay. Now, the good thing about this, it takes care of itself once you get everything prepared. I'm going to set this aside. Next thing we're going to do is sliders. I know sliders, it's a thing that has become popular the last few years, and we were doing a Cajun roast beef. Had to stop and think what it was. I like the Cajun, it gives a little more spice to it, and I also do a pepper jack cheese. I don't buy the pre-sliced pepper jack because it's always so thin. I like the thickness of it so it just melts, it's ooey gooey. So you can use anything, any type of a roll for a slider. You can use the inexpensive brown and serve rolls. You can use just a 24-count dinner roll that you can pick up in the grocery stores. You can even bake your own. But when I go for simple tailgating, I just buy the 24-count dinner roll. And some are pre-sliced, some are not. So what we're going to do is we're going to, let me lay these off on a paper towel. Take the lids off of the rolls. And on the sliders, you can use anything. I'm just partial to the Cajun roast beef. You can pick that up at a deli, have them pre-slice it for you. I get it sliced deli thin. And then some of the pieces are large, some are small, they're not uniform, doesn't matter. Just roll it over, place it on top. Our sons, they used to eat these when they were growing up. And this is a wonderful thing. They always carried, when they were in school, they carried their lunches. I would always have to be creative and come up with different stuff. And I would just fix sliders. You can prepare these the night before, cover them with foil or saran wrap, put them in the fridge, and then pop them in the oven when you're ready to cook. They don't have to be perfectly covering, because when the cheese melts, it's going to come down and cover. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to take the pepper jack cheese, and this is some that I pre-slice. It's not all uniform slices. Some are thicker than the others. And I know on a cooking show you think, why don't you do something more difficult? But you know, this is tailgating. Who wants to labor in the kitchen? And guys, this is something that y'all can do too. Hint, hint. Okay, we're just going to top these. Okay. And you don't have to, you can just mix and match the tops because it's not going to matter. Now this is what I like. I've got 1 cup of melted butter. And this is a recipe that you can use on a lot of different things. Sometimes I'll keep this just mixed up in the fridge. Take a cup of butter and about a tablespoon of garlic powder. That's my pepper. We don't want pepper. We want salt. I'm going to use, I don't think I'm going to use quite a tablespoon of salt. We're going to cut back a little. About a teaspoon of salt in that. And this is just a mixture that you can use if you're having Italian one night. Just pull this out of the fridge. When we have pizza, I like to pull this out and drizzle it over the crust. But there's no sense in going and buying garlic butter when you can make your own. Just a cup of butter that's melted, tablespoon of garlic powder, and a teaspoon of salt. That's it. I'm going to brush the tops of our sliders with this. That's what makes them good. Of course, anything with garlic, y'all know me and garlic. I'll probably never be bothered with vampires. Or my husband, for that matter. But you know what? When I cook with garlic, he eats it too. Okay, we've got these topped. Now these don't have to cook very long because everything is pre-cooked. You just want to pop them in a 350-degree oven. About 10 minutes, 15, just check it whenever. You just mainly want the cheese to get melted all into that and the meat to heat up. So, got it preheating. Gonna slide them in there. And these really need to be baked right before the event. You can prepare them in advance and cover them, but you need to bake them beforehand because they're just so much better when they come right out of the oven. So come back. We've got a couple of more things we want to show you to get ready for that tailgate party. So we hope you enjoy these. And get off the couch, go take you a break, come back, watch the commercials, thank our sponsors, and then watch the show. We want to thank Traditions Bank of Coleman for being our lead sponsor of What's Cooking with Teresa. If you're looking for the community bank with low interest rates, a friendly staff ready and eager to serve you, you need to go by or give them a call. Their number is 256-735-2138. And Tanya Williams at Axis Realty and Farmers Insurance. You need to give her a call if you're looking for any insurance, if you have an insurance need. She does commercial, farm, auto, life, homeowners, mobile homes, recreational vehicles, and boats. Or the real estate need. If you're looking for anything at Smith Lake, she has that. She has farms. She has property in the city and commercial property. She's located at Good Hope. Give Tanya a call at 256-736-2636. And Firmament is a new product that's been out only since May of 2013. We've had good results from some of our customers. It's a homeopathic, which is a natural product type of pain relief cream. It is good for arthritis, joint pain, back pain, knee pain, and sore muscles. It is topical essential oils, and it's available here locally here in Coleman. If you have any questions, give me a call at 256-338-9877.
Catering by Teresa is rapidly becoming a tradition to the people of Coleman County. For over 12 years, Teresa has catered corporate events, banquets, class reunions, weddings, rehearsal dinners, business luncheons, and holiday parties. Made from scratch meals with little or no MSGs, the variety of choices ranges from prime rib and ribeye steaks to pulled pork barbecue, grilled pork chops, and chicken cordon bleu. Also good old country cooking like meatloaf, country fried steak, and homemade soups and stews. Even specialty menus include vegetarian, diabetic, hors d'oeuvres, and appetizers. Each job is customized to fit the customer. When you want a memorable event, call Catering by Teresa today.
Thanks for joining us back. Now, are you ready to make some hot wings? I've got a recipe. It's a no-fail. It's easy. So what we're going to do, I've got my gloves on because I'm here in the kitchen. I don't want to touch anything. I have started off with, I've got 20 wings, just the split wings. And before I put them in the pan, I'm going to sprinkle them just with a little bit of salt. Okay, about a couple of teaspoons. I'm going to give those a toss in the bowl. Place these, and I usually, when I'm doing hot wings around our house, I use the disposable pans because I bake them in the oven. Then after they are done, it takes about 35 to 40 minutes on a 400-degree oven, and by that time they should be done depending on the size of the wings. But when they get done, I pour the fat off. Then I have a mixture of my hot sauce mixture I pour on, put back in the oven, and rebake for about 10 minutes. And the pan, when you do all that, they are so, it's just baked on yuck. So use the disposable ones, then you can throw them away and be done with it. So I'm going to take these off because I've already got those ready to go in the oven. How simple was that? A few wings. Now you can double and triple this recipe, but just for a couple, this is great. So 20 wings, couple of teaspoons of salt, throw them in a 400-degree oven, 35, 40 minutes. If they're small wings, cut back. You can test them, you know, just always test your chicken. So we're going to get this out of the way. And I have already got some cooking because due to television, we don't have the time to wait on them. So I have already pre-cooked these. We're going to set these in. Let those start cooking. We'll have those for later. So, okay, we have our, what pan's hot? We have our pre-cooked wings. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to make our sauce for it. I've got, now this is a barbecue sauce that I make and we use it in the catering, but any sweet sauce will do. You just don't want a heavy, thick, bitter barbecue sauce. Ours is a sweet, thin sauce. And I've got about 3/4 of a cup of the barbecue sauce, 3/4 of a cup of any hot sauce will do. A lot of times I'll just pick up the cheapest I can find because to me a hot sauce is a hot sauce when I do it in the wings with the other stuff. But my two sons beg to differ with that. So anyway, and to this I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of melted butter or margarine. You can use the margarine in this, it doesn't matter. I've got about 1/3 of a cup Parmesan cheese, and we're going to put garlic, of course, just a little bit of garlic. You know garlic's good for you, helps with your cholesterol. Guess that's why I'm fat and my cholesterol's good. Anyway, just give this a stir, mix it up, because I do enjoy my cooking and the eating. Just going to drizzle this over your cooked wings. Now, if you can play with this recipe, if you like it spicier, hotter, use less of the barbecue sauce, more of the hot sauce. I have actually done it with strictly hot sauce, Parmesan cheese, butter, and garlic with no barbecue sauce in it. And if you want to leave the barbecue sauce off and you want to tone it down somewhat, put you about 2 tablespoons of sugar. Sugar is wonderful. It's amazing what it'll do. It cuts the heat some, cuts the just the bitterness of the hot sauce. I'm going to give these a stir. You want to make sure every one is coated because that's where your flavor is going to come in. Give them a toss. And it shouldn't take these too much longer to cook. And what I like about these, you can actually pre-cook these the day before. Just keep them in the pan that you cook them in. Let them cool down slightly before you cover them, because if you ever cover a hot meat and if there's a lot in there, you will get, sometimes your meat will sour. It'll cool down around the top and the bottom of the pans, but the inside of your meat may sour if you have a lot of meat and you cover it while it's very hot. But you also don't want to let it cool down too much because it's got to stay within the safe temperatures of like 150 degrees. Okay, because that way bacteria won't set up. Okay, we have all of our wings covered. Now let's just take these out, because I want to get these done over here so we can try those at the end of the show. Set them aside. Pop these babies in, and you don't have to do anything else to these. Just put them on for about another 10 or 15 minutes and they're good to go. I'm going to clean my mess up. Set it down. Give my hands a wipe. Now, of course, with hot wings, everybody says you have to have a blue cheese dressing or a blue cheese sauce. We either eat that or ranch at our house. But today, you know, everybody can make ranch. You can buy a bottle of ranch or you can make it with the dry packs. So we're going to make the blue cheese dressing today. Get my bowls. All right, what I'm going to start with, I've got 2 cups of mayonnaise. Now, when I'm making dressings, salad dressings, dips, mixes, what I usually do is I like a heavy-duty mayonnaise. And when we actually order a commercial mayonnaise, it is called heavy-duty mayonnaise. But the equivalent to that in the grocery stores would be a Hellmann's mayonnaise. You just need a really thick, heavy mayonnaise for this. Okay. So I've got 2 cups of 2 cups of mayonnaise and 1 cup of sour cream that I've just added. And all this is just another dump recipe. Put it all in, stir it up. I've got 8 ounces of crumbled blue cheese, 1 tablespoon of red wine vinegar, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Now you want to make sure you want to get garlic powder instead of garlic salt. The reason is garlic salt, it's pretty much half and half garlic, half salt. So if you add garlic salt to a recipe, then you add salt to the recipe, it's going to give you probably too much sodium, because you can always add the salt, but you can't take it out. So I always use garlic powder and then just adjust with my salt. So to that I'm doing 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 2 teaspoons of Lowry's seasoning salt, a half of teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of dried parsley flakes, and 1 teaspoon of dried chives. You can use, I like to use fresh herbs, but a lot of times I always keep dried on hand, because if I'm starting to bake something, I may not have time to go cut the herbs, or if I buy them at the grocery store, they may sit in the fridge and wilt before I use them. So keep dried ones on hand. It'll get you out in a pinch, I promise you that. So we're just going to give this, that's not going to stay there. So give this a stir. Now if your dressing is too thick, this makes a wonderful salad dressing. You can add some water to it if it's too thick. If you want it to be pourable, if you want it to be, if you want to dip the wings in it, you want it a little bit thicker, because you don't want it just to drip off. So this looks like it's almost there, not quite. It needs to be a little bit thinner. So what I'm going to do during the break, I'm going to add just a smidgen of water to it, maybe just 2 tablespoons, not much at all. And then you'll be able to see the consistency of it. So I don't know if you can see how it looks, but this is the consistency, how thick it is. You want it just a little bit thinner for your wings, and even a little thinner than that for your salads. So, and that's how simple a blue cheese salad dressing is. The main thing is you need to get your herbs. You need to get your seasonings in there. And now this, you can make this in advance. It'll last probably up to a week, 7 days in the fridge due to the sour cream that's in there. So you can make this up, jar it up, and it'll be ready to go. So I told you it was going to be simple today, didn't I? And what is a get together without a spinach dip? I love spinach dip. I've done these for bridal teas, and I've done them for tailgate parties. So, you know, you just can't lose with it. It's very simple. We're doing a lot on this segment, so I've got a mess, don't I? So let me get all my things over here. And this is just a basic recipe. And to be honest with you, I'm just going to show how simple it is. You can go to the grocery store, buy a Knorr's pack of the vegetable soup mix, and on the back is the recipe. And truly, this is one recipe that I don't modify. There's probably not a recipe around that I don't add or take away something, but this is one I do in advance, and you're ready to go. So how simple is that? Oh, there's my lemon. I forgot to put my lemon in my blue cheese. I'm going to squeeze that in right now. Just one lemon. We're going to get the seeds out. Okay. All right. Now, you need the acidity from the lemon just to help cut the cheese and the mayonnaise. It just brings out the flavor. So, and I almost forgot it. I wonder if you could tell. Okay, I think we're ready to go. We've got our Norris pack, but what I'm going to do is add our wet ingredients first. And I'm not going to use that. It's got the blue cheese on it. I'm going to start with 1 cup of, there again, heavy-duty mayonnaise. Okay. And then we've got 2 cups of sour cream. Now you can make most of the stuff that I'm doing today, you can make it low calorie, low fat. You can use fat-free or low-fat ingredients because the spinach, the vegetables, the chestnuts, the onions, all those are freebies if you're on a diet. So you can make this, you can make the blue cheese, and the hot wings, they do have some fat due to the skin. Just pour that off. You know, you can make it somewhat healthy. So, okay, we've got our 2 cups of sour cream, 1 cup of mayonnaise. I have 3 green onions that I minced pretty fine. It calls for 1 small can of water chestnuts. Now, what I do on the water chestnuts, I dice mine up some. I have eaten it where they're whole, the water chestnuts are whole, but to me, it doesn't distribute throughout the whole dip enough. And I know this looks like it's a small amount. The recipe calls for a 10-ounce package of frozen chopped spinach. And so what you do with this, and I've already done this just for time's sake, you take the spinach, you let it unthaw, and if you're actually in a hurry, put it in a bowl of hot or warm water because you're going to squeeze the water out anyway. And actually, this is what I did to this. I was in a hurry. I put it in a bowl of warm water. After a few minutes, I could break it up, and then I had a metal little sieve, and I poured the spinach in it, let it drain out, and then I just squeezed the water out. That's all you got to do because you do not want any of the moisture left in your spinach. Don't you love the dump recipes? Open it and dump it and go with it. So, this is our vegetable soup mix. Just pour that in there. So there's absolutely no reason anyone cannot find this recipe or do it, and it's so good. And you can actually sneak a little bit of spinach into your children this way. You just want to get it all incorporated, get it stirred up really well. There again, this is one of the items you can do the day before. You can do this, you can do your salad dressings, you can pre-cook your hot wings. Just put this in a sealed container, put it in the fridge. This will last just as long as the sour cream will. Actually, what I do a lot of times, I look at the expiration date on my sour cream. And if it's got 2 weeks out on it, I don't like to leave it in the fridge 2 weeks because of the spinach and just the breakdown of the food. But you know you can eat it. You've got a week. You've probably got a week with it being in the fridge. It never lasts that long at our house, though. So I really don't know how long it'll last. Okay, we have got our spinach done. We've got our blue cheese dressing done for our hot wings. Our hot wings are in the oven cooking, and they should be done in a few minutes. So come back and join us for the last segment. We're going to do a few more things and wrap the show up. So thank you for watching us. We want to thank Traditions Bank of Coleman for being our lead sponsor of What's Cooking with Teresa. Thanks to them, we're able to put this on the air so you can enjoy. And if you're looking for a small community bank that's growing, they have low interest rates, they have a friendly staff, 6 locations to serve you. They're downtown, Dodge City, Arley, Hayden, and Priceville. And if you want that friendly staff greeting when you walk through the door, you need to go by, check them out, or give Debbie a call for those low interest rates. Her number is 256-735-2138. And Mary Carter, they're located on 104 4th Street Southeast. We want to thank them for being one of our sponsors. And if you watched any of our programs with Cooking with Cast Iron, you can go over there, talk to Mr. Young, and he can set you up. They also have a beautiful 5-piece set in stock, and that can just get you started on it. And if you're looking for a pressure canner or cookers, radio flyer wagons, because you know Christmas is right around the corner, you need to go by and check them out. Give them a call, 256-734-7908. Doug Doggett Jewelers. They're located at 215 Compass Way, and that's actually behind Ryan's Steakhouse. And of course, they have donated another beautiful necklace for me to wear. It's the Sorelli line with a beautiful collegiate look. Of course, this is the Auburn look. Today is tailgating, but go by and look at the Sorelli line. They've been in business since 1981. They have stunning jewelry. They do appraisals. They can do custom jewelry, whatever you need. Give them a call at 256-734-7883. And Thermamend, that's one of our sponsors of the show. Thermamend is a homeopathic, which is all natural products, and it's a pain relief cream. It's good for arthritis, joint pain, back pain, knee pain, sore muscles. I've even used it for when I have a crick in my neck or just a stress headache. You just need to give it a try. And if you want more information on this, just give me a call at 256-338-9877.
Catering by Teresa is rapidly becoming a tradition to the people of Coleman County. For over 12 years, Teresa has catered corporate events, banquets, class reunions, weddings, rehearsal dinners, business luncheons, and holiday parties. Made from scratch meals with little or no MSGs, the variety of choices ranges from prime rib and ribeye steaks to pulled pork barbecue, grilled pork chops, and chicken cordon bleu. Also good old country cooking like meatloaf, country fried steak, and homemade soups and stews. Even specialty menus include vegetarian, diabetic, hors d'oeuvres, and appetizers. Each job is customized to fit the customer. When you want a memorable event, call Catering by Teresa today.
Hello again. What I'm going to show you now is a favorite of almost everybody's, and it doesn't have to be just at tailgating. I like to have these at Christmas time, anytime when the pecans start coming in. There's so many things you can do with pecans. And speaking of pecans, I got to show you a little contraption. It's called what we call a pecan picker-upper. I don't know what camera's going to get this, but it is amazing. You can pick this up at Mary Carter's. When I went in the other day, he showed it to me. He said, "Are you going to do anything with pecans?" I said, "Well, sure, I've got to." He said, "I've got to show you something." And he threw some pecans down on the floor, rolled this up, and in no time, I bet he had a dozen pecans in there. And they've got different sizes. They've got huge ones. They've got smaller. They've got different styles. But I just thought this was the neatest thing. I thought, I have got to have one of these. We bought a different style in there at his store years ago, and we're still using it. So, of course, anytime you go in there, you're going to get quality and quality service. So go by and check them out and tell them you want the pecan picker-upper. Once you get those pecans and you get them cracked, now you can do the spicy pecans. And I don't know if you want to call them pecans or pecans, but I'm so southern, it's just pecans. Anyway, I have got 3 cups of shelled pecans. And we're going to do, I've got about 1/4 of a cup of melted butter. You can use margarine in this recipe. It's not going to matter. I like to use butter when I'm doing cakes and breads and some of the recipes, but on this, I'm just using margarine. So I'm going to toss this gently with the butter or margarine. Now, I've got a mixture of seasonings in this. I've already mixed these up. What I've done is I've put 1/4 of a teaspoon of red crushed pepper or ground pepper. Now, once I heard somebody say crushed pepper, and I'm thinking it's the same thing. It's not. Ground pepper looks like salt. It has the consistency of salt. crushed pepper, you'll see the flakes. You'll see the seeds from the peppers, and it's more like pepper flakes. So if a recipe calls for ground pepper, you can't substitute. You really need to use ground. Or if it calls for crushed, you need the crushed. There is a reason. But anyway, enough on pepper. I've done 1/4 teaspoon of ground red pepper. I've got 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic, a tablespoon of sugar, and 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. So we're going to just sprinkle this over it. This is going to be like a sweet heat. I'm just going to dump it all in. Another dump recipe. Give it a toss. And these, you just don't want to do a small stir. You really need to mix, because sometimes when I make these and I don't mix it well enough, my husband will take a bite and he'll go, "Oh, I got a pepper." It's funny. Okay. I think they're pretty much coated. Just take my pan. You don't have to spray or butter your pan, because the butter that is already on the pecans is going to keep them from sticking. Spread them out evenly. I had my oven preheating. I'm using a little toaster convection oven, and it's gone off, so it's still good and hot. So we're going to turn this back on for about, I'm going to put it on 15 minutes, but I'll check in about 12. I'm going to turn it back to 350, because pecans have a tendency to, they'll have a burnt look to them. Anytime you use a ground red pepper in a recipe, like when you do a blackened fish or something, it's the red pepper and the sugar, or even the black pepper, that gives it that dark, almost burnt look. So it's I don't know if it's a mixture of the sugar and the pepper together. But now, we're going to do a sausage bread. This recipe came out of a recipe book that our church had made a few years ago, and my niece does this. She's the one that advertises on the show, Chastity Jordan, that does hair, and I want to congratulate her and her husband. They're the proud parents of a little boy named Landon. He was born on September the 9th. And truly, if anybody does not believe in miracles, I'm talking while I put my gloves on. Little Landon is a miracle. They were told about 8 years ago that she could not have babies. And through the power of prayer, we now have, I'm a great aunt again. But anyway, I want to thank them. So now we're going to jump on the recipe that she likes to do. It's sausage bread. Get my stuff over here. And in my bowl, let me get my garbage stuff out of the way. I'm going to take an 8-ounce stick of cream cheese. Do you know tailgating food is fattening and good? Everything I think we've used today has some sort of mayonnaise, sour cream, or cream cheese in it. So we're going to have fun. Okay, I've got 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese I added to the 8-ounce of cream cheese. I went ahead and pre-cooked my sausage just for the time's sake. I've got 1 pound of regular country breakfast sausage that I sauteed a small onion. I diced it. When the onions were half done, I put the sausage in, and I just let the sausage cook and brown. And while it was cooking, I would just take my spoon and break it up, because you don't want real large pieces in this bread. So the reason I have the gloves is because this is a hands-on thing. Forget a spoon. I just take my hands, squeeze the cream cheese, because you want to get it all mixed well. This is similar to the mixture that I used when I did the Fat Boys, when we did on a show, I don't know, a few months back. Fat Boys is a little thing that our 2 sons ate when they played football. One of the moms would bring them. So, of course, I had to learn how to make Fat Boys. The name comes from her 2 sons. That's what they nicknamed the item, and so that's what we just call them around our house. Okay, got it mixed pretty well. Now, I'm going to set this here. Take my gloves off. These are so handy in the kitchen. And you can get anywhere from a 10 to a 14-inch loaf of bread. 12 inches is a good size to get. I just picked up what they had. You want to start, you don't want to do it in the middle. You want to go about 1/3 down from the top. Just cut the top off. Okay. If it's not perfectly even, that's fine. It's yours. You can do what you want to with it. Once you have the top off, I go inside the bread about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch, and then I just start going all the way around, cutting, and then I'll scoop the inside out. Don't cut all the way to the bottom. Notice you need a serrated knife. Anytime you're cutting bread, use a serrated knife. That way you don't have to saw the bread. You'll do a sawing motion, but it will cut instead of tear the bread. And I've got a small serrated knife to do the inside. If you get a little closer to the edge, doesn't matter, because we're going to cover this. Nobody's going to see it. The main thing to remember is just do not go all the way through to the bottom. We'll see if I can tear this out now. There we go. It's coming out. I'm just gripping it and pinching it to turn it loose from the bottom. And then once I do that all the way down, it should just lift straight out. Just like that. I'll put it right there because I'm not going to use that. And there's a little here I'm going to tear out because you need to make room for that filling there. Okay. All right. I'm going to take this, scoop it out. Let me get it here in front of me so I can press it down in. Now, what doesn't look good about this ooey gooey cheese sausage? That's not really fattening. That's okay. You know, when you're watching a ball game, who cares? You've got your team you're rooting for. You need to go to Doug Doggett's, get some Sorelli, deck yourself out, and make some sausage bread. That's what you've got to do. Wear it in the kitchen, and then we'll look like a TV mom. Okay, I'm going to press it down somewhat because I'm going to lay the top back on there. Okay. Now, I have made these before, and when I'm cutting it, somehow the bottom ones, somehow it seems like it just spreads out, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, if that happens to you and the bottom is spread out farther than your top, just take your bread and fold it, you know, just squeeze it back in. And since I have got the pecans in the oven, I'm not going to have room for this. So to finish this off, my garlic butter that I made in the first segment, I'm going to use that, and I'll do it when we have the next break. But I'm just going to brush the top with garlic butter. And see, I told you could use that for many different things. Then you want to tear your aluminum foil a little bit larger than the length of your bread. Put it in the aluminum foil, cover it, bake it in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes until this gets all gooey and melty and cheesy and everything. So, but since my oven's already got the pecans in it, I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to do that during the break. But you do need to finish it off with your garlic butter on the top, and actually I brush mine down on the sides. Sometimes I'll even brush the bottom, or I'll brush the aluminum foil. I just like the flavor that it gives the whole bread. So we're going to set this to the side. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is so simple you're going to go like, I can't believe that. I can't believe that. Not everybody likes a payday candy bar. I don't like them myself. I love them. So I have to say I like this recipe too. But all this is, just go get the candy corn candy. Perfect time of year. I like to make this in October. I have a pumpkin candy dish. And as you can tell, I have already made some for the season. But I just like to fill this dish and have it. This is something that you can fix and carry to the office. And people can just, you know, of course have a spoon handy because you don't want everybody's hand getting in your candy jar. But at home, we just go by and we just grab it and eat on it. I do more than the others, but that's okay too. Let me get a knife. I'll just use my serrated knife here. I'm going to open this candy. And on this bag, I'm just so used to opening it and dumping it. I like more peanuts in mine. Some people may want more candy, but this bag is a 21-ounce bag. I just picked it up at the store. I brought 2 cans of peanuts because once I pour the peanuts in, I have to give it a taste to see if it's just right. All right, and this is a 16-ounce can. So to 21 ounces of candy, we've got a 16-ounce can of peanuts. We're going to give it a toss and see if the ratio is like I like it. If not, we're going to add a few more peanuts. All right, and the way I can tell without even tasting, I'm seeing more orange than nuts. So we've got to have some nuts. It's not nutty enough for me. I'm going to pour about half in there. And this is all there is to it. How simple is that? This is a wonderful go-to thing. You can, if you want to buy you some candy corn and peanuts, just have them in your cupboard. And if you need to go anywhere in a pinch, if you need to carry something, or if you need something pretty to sit on your kitchen counter, if you have a pretty clear dish. I want to show you how pretty this is. If I can get these in there without spilling, which I probably can't. But the combination of the candy and the peanuts, when you chew it up, it doesn't taste exactly like a payday, but you get the idea. You're going like, this is pretty good. I think we're going to fill it up and look good. I think I'm making a mess. It's a good thing we don't need them to finish the container, huh? Now, see how pretty that is? I'll put these away. Put the lid back on. Now, you've got the decoration. You've got something to eat all the time if it's full. So, all right, we've got our candy corn and peanuts. It's like a payday candy bar. We've got our sausage bread that we're going to brush with some garlic butter, toast in the oven. And we're going to come back. We're going to pull this all together. I'm going to check on the pecans, and I think almost done, not quite. So when we come back, I'm going to have the bread done, the pecans are going to be done, we're going to taste the candy, we're going to pull out all of our tailgating, and we're going to root for our team, whichever it's Alabama, Auburn, LSU, Georgia, but remember we're in Alabama. So anyway, and don't forget the local teams. You know, we've got to support our local teams too. So we're going to come back. I want you to come back, join us, see what all we've done. We're going to get a taste of it and enjoy. Thank you. We want to thank Traditions Bank of Coleman for being our lead sponsor of What's Cooking with Teresa. If you're looking for the community bank with low interest rates, a friendly staff ready and eager to serve you, you need to go by or give them a call. Their number is 256-735-2138. And Tanya Williams at Access Realty and Farmers Insurance. You need to give her a call if you're looking for any insurance, if you have an insurance need. She does commercial, farm, auto, life, homeowners, mobile homes, recreational vehicles, and boats. Or the real estate need. If you're looking for anything at Smith Lake, she has that. She has farms. She has property in the city and commercial property. She's located at Good Hope. Give Tanya a call at 256-736-2636. And Firmament is a new product that's been out only since May of 2013. We've had good results from some of our customers. It's a homeopathic, which is a natural product type of pain relief cream. It is good for arthritis, joint pain, back pain, knee pain, and sore muscles. It is topical essential oils, and it's available here locally here in Coleman. If you have any questions, give me a call at 256-338-9877.
Catering by Teresa is rapidly becoming a tradition to the people of Coleman County. For over 12 years, Teresa has catered corporate events, banquets, class reunions, weddings, rehearsal dinners, business luncheons, and holiday parties. Made from scratch meals with little or no MSGs. The variety of choices ranges from prime rib and ribeye steaks to pulled pork barbecue, grilled pork chops, and chicken cordon bleu. Also good old country cooking like meatloaf, country fried steak, and homemade soups and stews. Even specialty menus include vegetarian, diabetic, hors d'oeuvres, and appetizers. Each job is customized to fit the customer. When you want a memorable event, call Catering by Teresa today.
Okay, so I'm glad you came back with us to see what all we've done. And when we put it all together, we have a pretty full table. And I think I hear somebody coming.
Hey, is there a buffet here?
Did you smell it? Two blocks down.
2 blocks down. What have we got going on here, and why do you have a
We're
lid on it?
tailgating.
Oh,
We are tailgating.
this looks a
girl.
lot like a tailgate.
See, what color am I wearing?
Oh, that would be, what's that other team?
The other team.
Who are going to beat LSU, by the way.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, now they know when we filmed.
Oh, I can't believe it.
Anyway,
That's all right. That's all right. They get to watch it over and over and over.
that's
and
right.
learn how to do all this.
Keep doing it until we get it right.
Well, are you ready to try something?
I am. This looks
I'm so glad you
marvelous.
come by to see me.
Thank you very much. Well, I
Are you
I've
hungry?
got a nose. Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to try some of this when you tailgate?
I'll try all of it.
You got to watch the show because you just missed it because you were at work.
I know.
It's easy stuff.
Okay.
Easy.
So how do you make it?
Okay. Here's what we've
I
done.
got the eating part down.
Yeah. See, I can do that too. I can do that. We did a spinach dip,
Okay.
and I just opened up some bags of nachos.
Okay.
A spicy pecan.
Now, I will admit that I have had these already, and these are yummy.
Yeah.
Yummy, yummy.
Good.
Very good. I like these.
We did a rotel cheese dip, but I did some different stuff to it. It's got
Okay.
cream cheese, cream of mushroom, just some different stuff in it.
Okay.
Chilies. We did a Cajun roast beef with a pepper jack slider. Now, you're not a spicy girl, are you?
Yeah.
Are you? Good. Sausage bread. It's got sausage and cream cheese in the middle of it. We
Okay.
cut it, filled it, and some hot wings. Made some homemade blue cheese.
Okay.
And then our payday corn, candy corn, peanut stuff.
I love salty peanuts.
See, I do
salty
too.
peanuts with the
I do
sweet
too.
is always
Mhm.
good.
And I always like a little more peanuts in mine than I do. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
this is
sweet
great.
enough.
Well, this is great.
You want to try it?
Well, I was just thinking it's real pretty, but we can mess this up real easy.
It's no problem.
Okay, let's do it. I'm easy.
No problem.
All right, we're gonna now. So we have to taste
I'm gonna-
this, and I have to tell everybody how good it is, right?
Yeah. And
This actually looks
don't make
real
a
good.
face. And you can tell a story. And
Okay.
I'm
yes.
just gonna put some spoons in here.
We don't need to make the piggy sounds though.
No.
Hey, you're in my way.
I know. Go ahead, go ahead. I better get a plate.
Okay, now what's the thing to do with this? Just put it on the side and dip in?
You can either put it on the side or put it on your nachos. I put it on the side and just get
Yeah.
a few nachos and eat it with it. That's what I like to
That
do.
sounds good. Oh, these are these big thick ones. I like these
I do too. You know why?
because they don't
You
break.
get more in them.
Oh.
They're dipper scoopers.
Oh, you had a nice little spoon in there, and I just used my
That's
fingers, but
okay.
I don't care.
God made the fingers. I had to use my hands a while ago mixing something.
What is this? I thought that was lettuce.
Guacamole nachos.
That don't look natural.
Well, I didn't make them. I just thought they were pretty in a brown bowl.
They are pretty. They are pretty in the brown bowl. They taste pretty good too. I was a little concerned.
Yeah.
I thought, how long have you had these?
Yeah. That's good.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. No, they are good. They're crispy.
Do you not know nothing lasts at our house?
That's true.
I mean, really? Okay, I've got to have a slider.
These are good.
Thank you, darling. Got to have some cheese sauce.
So we just start eating now?
Yeah, try it. Let's
You
see.
got everything here?
Oh, would you get me some spinach dip?
I would.
See, I love the spinach dip with those dipper things. I'm crazy over that more than I am the cheese.
Okay. All right, I'll try this first because it looks the neatest.
Okay, I'll try it with you.
Oh, you do good work. This is fine. What's that on the bread? That's good. Pepper?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
It's like a waitress asking if you need more tea. Garlic and butter.
That makes it special. That makes it fun. I like that. That's very good.
I was saying on the show, get you a cup of butter, melted or liquid margarine, put you some garlic and salt in it, and just keep it mixed up in the fridge. We brushed it over this bread. We brushed it over this bread. If you have Italian, you've got it ready. So
That's very
easy.
good.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to try this one now.
I'm going to try the cheese dip. This is a new recipe.
Okay. Is it any good? This looks kind of messy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to kind of break into it a little bit just so I can taste this other.
Okay, now you know what I'm afraid?
Oh,
I'm
this is
afraid to
good.
try this hot wing without something to drink.
Well, Well, you made it. You ought to know.
I know. That's why I'm afraid to try it without something to drink.
I was thinking while I was coming up here, do you know what buffet means? And it sounds like a French word, doesn't it? Is it French for we need sideboards?
Yeah, that is. We need sideboards. That's all you can eat.
That's right.
What do you think, Deb?
Oh, very good. Very good. You always do good work. But this is exceptional. I'm all about the finger food stuff.
I am too.
Especially when there's football involved.
And you know what I told everybody? Almost half of the stuff you can make in advance. This you can pre-cook your wings, and then 20 minutes before the game, throw them in the oven with a sauce. This you can put on that morning, keep it on low. The pecans you can make the day before, the spinach dip the day before. So there's so many things.
That's the kind of thing you can have around all the time, though.
And that, you know what? I said the same thing. We do it at Christmas, and yeah, and it's good for you. It's healthy.
All right, let's try this now. This is the.
It didn't choke me. It didn't choke.
Oh, I'm so glad.
It wasn't so hot that my eyes were
watering. All right, here we go. Here we go. It's not that hot.
It's not that hot. I put the barbecue sauce in it to break the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. It's a sweet. I love
it when you come and try our foods after the show.
Oh, I can eat just about anything.
There you go. You know, I took you a plate by one day, didn't I? Yes.
You did.
Have to take care of Deb. So.
She took her plate back, though.
Yeah.
I ate up everything on it.
What can I say? Well, I am so glad y'all joined us for the show, and I'm hearing Deb over here going, I'm sorry,
I'm sorry, y'all couldn't be here.
It's a good thing.
Sad. We're gonna have to eat all this.
It's sad, isn't it? I do have some carry-out boxes, so we can carry
Yay!
You may have to take your mama
This
plate.
is messy, but I'm loving this. This is really good.
Would you like a nice fancy dinner napkin?
I don't need it till I'm done. It matches. I'm good.
Well, y'all, we want to thank Deb for coming by and trying what you can only see. I know she smelled it, so that's why she whipped in up here.
Right.
Yeah.
This is good stuff.
Thank y'all so much, but I want to tell you what we're doing on next month. Of course, next month, this one is our October tailgating with a little bit of fallish theme to it. Try these recipes. My number and my website's on the screen. If you have any questions, call me or email me. But on next month, what we're going to be doing, I've got to come up with some good stuff on that. We're going to do what to do with those Thanksgiving leftovers. How many times do you clear the table and you think, what am I going to do with this? So I'm going to try to come up with some creative, different things to do with all of our leftovers to make it look like completely new meals. So that way you don't have to throw it away. You can put something on the dinner table the next night and it'll look totally like you did it from scratch. So join us for all of these programs. Join us next month. And please, when you go into any of our sponsors, tell them thank you for sponsoring the show and being a part of it. And thank you for being a part of us. And may you have a blessed day.